Hi there guys, Bullington here, and today we are going to be taking a look at the alpha version of the Aether 2. This is the very highly anticipated sequel of the original Aether Mod, and it's got a whole lot of the things that were pretty awesome from the first one, but they've expanded on a whole lot of stuff. The dungeon system now is all completely redesigned. There's a very, very cool party system which allows you to team up with your friends on servers and whatnot. And I don't have, yeah, I'm in single player, so I can't do anything, and that's a great troll face. But actually, what you can do is you can invite people. It's very dynamic. I played with this on a Forge server with Morpheus last night, and we played for like a good 2 hours going through dungeons, looting stuff, killing mobs and bosses and stuff like that, and it is a lot of fun. But being that it's an alpha version, it's pretty buggy. There's a bug right now that I believe they've fixed, but I don't think they've released the fixed version, where there's certain creatures in the Aether that if they shoot you at night, they only come out at night, but if they shoot you, then it will crash your game, and that's kind of unfortunate. It happened in single player and in multiplayer, but I expect this to be fixed very soon. So the way that we get to the Aether is much the same as you did in the first version, or the first, I guess you'd call it the first version of the mod, is you make a glowstone ring, and then you ignite it with a bucket of water, and this gives you this really cool looking blue portal. So we'll go ahead and step through, and we'll go take a look at what the Aether looks like. So here we go, the Aether is spawning up. As you can see over there, these birds, they're called moas. If you played the first one, you know what they are. These guys are kind of nasty. They shoot poison darts at you, and they will mess you up pretty good. That is, I believe, called a Svet, and there's a nighttime version, which the nighttime version is what's causing the crashes for me at the moment. But the Aether actually has a custom soundtrack, which is very cool. That's not it. That's regular Minecraft music, but the Aether does have a custom soundtrack, so you'll be going around and you'll hear some really cool music and all sorts of other awesome stuff. So it's basically a completely new dimension that is very similar to the Skylands, if you've ever used the Better World Generation mod, or in the older version of Minecraft, I believe there was a Skylands version, but I never was not actively playing Minecraft at the time that was around, so I don't know a whole lot about it. It's got its own new versions of trees. There's several different types of ore. I believe if you go over to here, you can see there's Aether Dirt, Aether Grass, Quick Soil, which is kind of interesting stuff. Holy Stone, Holy Moss Stone, and there's a whole bunch of new blocks that are added by the mod. And a lot of these carved stone blocks and stuff right here are what the different dungeons are built out of. And if we can go find a dungeon, we'll go into one and take a look at what's inside. But yeah, there's some bugs with this, being that it's an alpha version, which is totally expected. I have really, really high expectations for this mod. And you probably were noticing some of these weird clouds. These clouds do different things if you stand on them or land on them. The green ones, they shoot you in a direction, so we'll go ahead and drop onto one real quick. Oof. Alright, so it shoots you off in that direction. The blue clouds are easily my favorite. The blue clouds are basically like blue gel from Portal, so they make you bounce, and you can actually mine these. If I can land on it safely. Oops, I guess you can't land on the blue ones very easily. You can actually mine these with a pickaxe, and then you can place the blocks back down. And the main allure of using these things and being able to mine them is that you can create different contraptions and different ways to get around the map, considering that it's kind of difficult to get around this place because everything is so separated. And in the note of getting around, there's actually some armor that you can get in the later version, or the later parts of your playthrough of the game. These are some of the different armor types, but there's this specific armor right here. This is the Valkyrie armor, and the Valkyrie chestplate allows you to fly for a distance. I'll go ahead and let's find a dungeon first, and then we'll put the Valkyrie armor on, and we'll go into a dungeon and play through that, at least for a little while. And the reason that I'm doing this in creative mode right now and not doing this in survival is because this is in an alpha version, and at the present time it's a little bit too buggy for my taste. I'm gonna wait for a week or so, and yep, see, there's some of the lag that you get from this. But I'm going to wait until there's a more stable version, maybe an alpha version 1.2, because it's version 1.0.2. So it literally, actually, this is 1.0.0. So this is the first version out. But I'm going to wait for a more stable version before I actually do a playthrough of it, because I want to ensure that it will be as bug-free as possible, because I don't want to have to worry about it. But yeah, the white clouds you can see here, they slow you down, so you can fall from really high distances, and they'll kind of stop you, and you'll glide down. Another one of the denizens of the Aether are the flying pigs, and you can put a saddle on these guys and fly them around, so we might as well try that. They might be buggy. I actually didn't see any of these last night when I was playing, so I don't know how well they work. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, these guys can fly around like so. I wouldn't really say that they fly. They kind of glide, but they jump up and they fly around. And I said fly again, but yeah, they jump up and they can glide around and do all sorts of cool stuff. And they're one of the easy ways to get around in the Aether. They're one of the quickest ways that you can get around in the Aether, being that you can pretty much, as long as you bring a saddle with you, you can find these guys pretty readily available in the Aether from the start. The second mode of transportation, which is a little bit more difficult, but I'm not really sure how to spawn them, is the blue, I believe it's the blue moa is the one that you can fly, because the other moas that I showed you at the beginning were, they're poisonous and they're mean, and I don't think you can tame them and all sorts of bad stuff like that. That's actually an Aether slime down there. I don't remember what his name is, but he does something specific. Yeah, so there we go. Get the lag spike of death, which is something they're going to be fixing hopefully very soon. But yeah, so the moa, you can tame them and you can fly them around, and they actually can fly a lot better than the pigs, I believe, which is a good thing. This is a dungeon, so I'm just kind of rolling through the punches here. But this is a dungeon, and the dungeon system is one of the most impressive parts of the Aether, by far. If you go up to the dungeon and you right-click it, it'll bring up a warning saying that you're attempting to join a dungeon. The way that these dungeons work, if you're in a multiplayer situation, is if you right-click on it and you're in a party with somebody, you will be able to, it'll send an invite to everyone in your party to join the dungeon, and everybody in your party has to accept before you can enter the dungeon. So we'll go ahead and enter dungeon raid name, bowl. Yeah, that works. Start dungeon. So yeah, now we're in the dungeon, and we'll go ahead and we'll throw on some of that really cool armor that I was talking about, so that we can demonstrate some of its features and run around and do some stuff. There we go. Valkyrie gloves, and we'll go ahead and give ourselves a Valkyrie cape. And the Valkyrie cape allows you to let me put all this stuff on, and then it'll make a whole lot more sense. So yeah, there we go. And the armor looks fantastic. The wings especially, that they move and they're animated and all sorts of stuff like that. Just fantastic in general. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. We will, let's give ourselves a sword too. There's a plethora of weapons to choose from. I'm going to choose my favorite one that I was playing with last night, which was the Vampire Blade. And I'm also going to need a pickaxe. So go ahead and grab a pickaxe. And grab a little bit of food as well, because I don't want to starve. Let's go steak. There we go. So we should be good to go now. So let's go ahead and swift into game mode 1, or game mode 0, and we'll go ahead and start exploring this dungeon. And these dungeons are very, very, very well done. And they've got a lot of crazy mobs like that guy right there, which if I get down here, these guys will actually pull your focus. If you look at him, these guys are forcing me to look at them, and they're pretty terrifying. They scared the living hell out of Morpheus last night, and it was actually pretty funny. But they aren't too difficult with the right equipment. So yeah, that's pretty good. Get out of here. I'm trying to show the nice people how to do stuff. So there we go. And I'll go ahead and break these spawners. Ouch. That's one of the most annoying things about the dungeons, is those guys back there, these slime things, and they make the slime sounds, but if they get close to you, I'll go ahead and demonstrate, they blow you across the room, and they're a little overpowered. I saw a couple people complaining about them at the on the forum thread, but all in all, they aren't too bad. As long as you kill them before they get close, then you're good. So we'll see. Loot the chests here. So we got some nice loot in here. Now, looting chest will bring you face to face with another mob, which is this guy, and it's a hungry chest. And they're really nice. They're really cool. They're really well animated, and they're a little bit irritating. I'm not gonna lie. And my Valkyrie cape has disappeared, so I'm gonna go ahead and give myself another one so I can demonstrate that. One. There we go. Go ahead and grab that, and then we'll switch back. Game mode 0. And we'll go ahead and put this on, and actually I need to switch back again because I don't have the gloves. So you need a full set of the armor to get the most benefit out of it, so that's what we want to do. So game mode 0, and I'm going to go ahead and set the time to day because I don't want to get that weird crash that happens right now. So time day. Whoops, I think it's time set day. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so as you can see, I don't know why it's not wanting to work right now. Oh, I don't have the gloves on. That's probably why. So here you go. The Valkyrie, a full set of Valkyrie armor with a cape and gloves and everything, allows you to allows you to fly in a limited manner, but it's very good for getting around. Very helpful, and I really like using the set of armor to run around. And like I said, I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. When I actually do a playthrough of this, I'm going to be starting from legitimate purposes, and I'm going to be finding all of this loot and doing all this stuff legitimately in survival. Oh yeah, there's a terrifying guy down here. Come here, buddy. Oh god. Yeah, luckily these guys aren't too bad. Get out of here. I'm trying to do stuff. And they're actually kind of disorienting the way that they do this. Stop spawning! Okay, break the spawner. Thank you. Alright, there we go. And this guy, I don't believe he's finished yet. It looks like he's supposed to throw stuff at me, but I don't think they're finished with him yet because he doesn't seem to throw anything yet. Okay, break spawners. Break it, break it, break it, break it. Yeah, see, these guys they don't seem to have any attacks of anything so far. But there we go. Ouch. It's one of the stupid slimes. And I haven't tested in survival what the slimes do to you, but I'm assuming that they do a huge amount of damage. Alright, so let's go ahead and break this because these guys are annoying. There we go. And we'll go ahead and go take a look. Let's go a different direction because that's kind of dark down there. Yeah, here, let's go this way. And hopefully we'll find ourselves a boss. There we go, that's a boss. Break the thing, break the thing, break the thing. There we go. Broke the thing. Okay, so this is a, I believe he's a host slider mimic, or a mimic slider host. But he's got the slider host mimic. Okay, so I was partially right. So his attack basically shoots these red squares at you, and they slide around on the X and Y axis, and they do a fair amount of damage if you don't have really nice armor. And as you can see, the heads-up display showing his health and everything is all custom. It's very nice, very well done, and his hitbox is exactly where you'd expect it to be. Up in the right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see that my red key has changed from a 0 to a 1. As you kill the bosses, they give you different keys, and somewhere in the dungeon there is a big metal vault door that you have to collect all the keys for the dungeon to get through. And I'm not going to be doing that in this video because it takes quite a while, honestly. Because me and Morph played this for, like I said, 2 hours yesterday, and we were only able to get through to one final boss. And we were doing this in creative mode. Well, we weren't in creative mode. We gave ourselves the gear and then kind of changed our gear out as we went. But it was just all in test purposes because we wanted to see how well it worked on a server. And it might be time to set the day again. Stupid. Those things they blow you up out of nowhere, and it's kind of irritating. But yeah, let's see if we can find another boss, because the bosses are really well done. I really like the bosses. And I am noticing some lag now that I wasn't experiencing earlier, which is kind of weird, but hey, it's an alpha, so I'm not gonna hold it against them, because everything else about the mod is extremely well done. Alright, so yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can't find ourselves another baddie. Oh, hello. What do you want? I don't think I'm going to play with you. I'm going to go over this way. Come on, this way. Another boss? Oh no, it's these guys. But yeah, that can be extremely terrifying if you're not expecting it. Like I wasn't expecting it there, but then again, I've kind of got my game face on considering that I'm doing a kind of a first look at this mod. Alright, so let's go up here. There might be something up here in the top. So yeah, the Valkyrie armor does a really nice job of helping you get around because there's a couple of places in this dungeon and other dungeons like it, and it's going to be dark here for a second, so let me try and get through the darkness. Is there anything over here? Nope, so let's go this direction. That's actually a dead end too. Yeah, some of these dungeons, being that they're randomly generated, some of them are better than others. It's just kind of, it comes to a draw on whether get out of here. Get out of here. I don't like you. But it's kind of a draw sometimes on whether they're going to be really good or they're going to be kind of a bust. Which is kind of a shame, but I'm assuming that it'll get, as the mod matures over time, it'll progress and the random generation will get a little bit better. Because King B-Dogs and Jari T, I believe his name is, are the two of the coders that I know offhand for the mod. King B-Dogs is the production lead for the mod. There's the door I was looking for. Here we go. So yeah, this is the gate thing that you get the keys for. If you right-click it, it says you have just added 1 keys to this door. It seems to require 4 more, so you have to go through and find other bosses and get the keys from them. There's a boss. Cool. That's fantastic. So actually, there's 2 bosses in here. Good for me. Okay, so this is a guy that he's not actually hostile right now. You have to aggro him, and his attack seems to be that he will drop some of those little slimes that blow you up. So he'll drop them and they'll blow up instantly. So let's go ahead and aggro him. And this is the Sentry Guardian, and I'm not even gonna try and pronounce the names. Don't ask me to. There we go. And I am using some of what I believe are pretty intense weapons, so I don't. He shouldn't be that difficult in the first place. Oh God. Very irritating, those guys. They're very irritating, but they're a very cool mechanic on the way that they function, so there you go. Come here, buddy. I'm about to destroy you. About to destroy you. Ouch. Yeah, see, he drops those little guys, and they'll come after you if you're not careful. And the problem is, I believe it's intended. I'm pretty sure that it's intended that they can hide underground like that and hide from you. But I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that that's intended, that they're supposed to be able to hide from you in the stone like that. But it's kind of irritating. Not gonna lie. Just because they're a very irritating mob in the first place. Because you just, when he gets backed into a corner like that, he's really difficult to get close to because he spawns a ton of those little mobs, and then they blow you 100 miles away, and you can't do anything about it. Get out of here! Get out of here! Oh my God! Get out of here! Ouch. Luckily, I can fly at least a little bit. That helps me getting around at least a little bit. There we go. So yeah, I've now gained what looks like a purple-colored key. Oh, and he wasn't spawning. Okay, he was spawning them, but there was also spawning from this spawner right here. So that could be why they were being such a pest. No! Stop! Break the spawner. Break the spawner. There you go. Awesome. And this looks like a little room over there. So there we go. That's another boss taken down. Let's go take a look at the other... Ouch. We'll go take a look at the other boss in this room, which is the Eye of the Labyrinth. I don't know what's hitting me. Unless they're just hiding in the ground. Come here. I don't like you. And you don't like me, apparently. Alright. So we'll go ahead and go break this. Fantastic. Okay, so that's not going to bother us anymore. There's another one of those guys. This is the Eye of the Labyrinth, I believe is what he's called, and he doesn't really do much right now. He's kind of derpy, but again, it's an alpha, so I'm not upset. Labyrinth's Eye, that's what he's called. All right, let's try and knock him over into the light a little bit so you can look at him, because he's he has a really cool model. As you can see there, he's kind of spinning gears, I would call them, interlocking gears. And I don't really know what he does, what he's watching out for, because he's an eye, but I don't know what he's looking out for. But he's pretty cool. This is probably my favorite one of the bosses, just because his player model is really nice, and yeah, all that good stuff. So there we go. There's some of my stuff. And I wonder if this is a dead end. This is probably a dead end, because you're gonna find a lot of that, because these dungeons are they're essentially mazes, and they've just got bad stuff in it. Because dude, that's got to be nerfed though, because I mean, look at that. That's like 20 blocks. He just knocks you back. That's ridiculous, because the last time I saw something crazy like that is in Forbidden Ant Farm from the what were they called? The ninjas that had the knockback swords. They were ridiculous. They could knock you back even farther than that. They could knock you like back 35, 40 blocks, which is just absurd. So I'm assuming that those little guys are going to be nerfed in the near future, at least a little bit. Like, I would understand with a 10 block knockback, or even a 15 block knockback, but that's ridiculous as they are right now. Because look at that, I just flew. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, that's probably really terrible counting, but roughly 24, 25 blocks, somewhere in there. It's probably a little bit less because it's on a diagonal, but there you go. And this is one of the places that I was talking about where this armor would be really useful, is you've got these blocks. And when I was playing with Morpheus last night, he was having some problems because he had a different set of armor. That I believe he had the Neptune set of armor that he was trying out, and it does not allow you to fly. So he was having some trouble going around, so I'd have to fly up and get some blocks and put some blocks down for him to be able to get around a little bit easier doing that. So yeah, so it needs 3 more keys, but I don't think I'm gonna go find them in this video, because I believe that I've made my point. Looking at this mod has a lot of potential. And I mean a lot of potential, which is fantastic, because the original one was really well done, and this new one has more people working on it than the original one did. And it's just, I've watched some of these guys, because the 2 main guys, which is Jari T, and I'm apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. It's just, your name is not something that rolls off the tongue unless I'm missing something. But King B Dogs and him, they frequently stream their development on Twitch. So if you go to their Facebook page or the forum post, which I'll link below, you can follow them on Facebook and whatnot, and they do a lot of their streaming on Twitch, so you can follow the development and watch how they code everything, which is very cool, because a lot of times mod makers don't do that. They have no transparency in the way that they create their mods, so that other people can't copy their code and whatnot. But I really like the open source attitude that they are presenting with the Aether 2, which is very, very cool. So that's one boss back there. This guy, there's nothing back there. Go away! Go away. Go away. There we go. And this is a dead end. So that would probably be a pretty good place to stop. I realized that I didn't actually explain the vet, or what is it, the cape, very well. So if I take the cape off and I fly up, when I'm out of time, I just fall straight away. And if I put the cape back on, as you notice, I've been doing it around the dungeon, when I let go, I'll gently float down, and that's very nice. But if you want to float down faster, like if something's hitting you, you can hit shift and you'll fall down immediately. So this armor is very cool. I'm looking forward to getting this legitimately. I'm looking forward to playing this entire map legitimately, or this mod, because it looks so good. I can't say enough good things about this mod, and this is one of those mods that's been so anticipated for so long. It's gonna blow up, and there's gonna be people. I already know that Ant Venom, Captain Sparkles, several other large YouTubers are already expressing interest on this. So I wanted to give you guys a peek at this mod if you hadn't already, so that you'll know what it's all about when it does go mainstream in the very near future. But being that it's alpha, I don't see that it's going to go super mainstream for at least a little while. Maybe late alpha, early beta, I'm expecting. But yeah, so that's a pretty good place to stop. I feel like I've touched on a whole lot of the features and really things to look forward to in this mod. So stay tuned for when I actually start the series in the very near future. I mean, if they get about a lot of these bugs and issues that are popping up on the forum thread fixed in the next week or so, I might start the series then. But I just don't know. We're just gonna have to see how the development goes. But so far, it's going really well, and I really like where it's heading. With that, I'd like to thank you for watching. For this sneak preview at the Aether Mod 2, this is Bullington, signing off.